Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Iron Sheik 84, and I grinded and 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 grinded to be able to do a 55 pull in the Ladders to Riches briefcase loot. So let's take a look and see what's in there. Alright, so of course I would love that Maurice fuse right there. And then as far as the people who go in here, take a look, and I don't have Razor and I don't have Cody Rhodes here. And that's pretty much it. I have every single other person in this loot. And then even in here in like the 20 shards, I have everybody. So yeah, it's a little anticlimactic. I mean, to be perfectly honest, for me, there's no one I can shard recruit, and like I said, I only have those two people, which are probably going to be the two rarest people that are going to be in the key loot. So yeah, I will probably see like one person who posts about getting them in a key pull this entire month, and of course we're all silently cursing them underneath our breath. Even as I'm talking. So yeah, I mean, really wish I could be like, I could be closer to getting somebody, but and just as sorry, I guess the Miz in here. Let me, before I get ahead of myself, but I mean, also part of it too. They have like Thrasher and Nikita and Nikki and Bailey and Asuka and Butch in the Showdown shop, and like I get that it's free, but I'm always like, and again, I'm not trying to say this to be negative. I'm just giving my thoughts here. When they give out like loot like this, but then they give it away in another loot that's also free, it's kind of frustrating in a sense, because give me something different, please. I don't want, I'm not gonna buy these in the SD shop, so why would I want them in key loot? And again, I get freeze free, and I always talk about that, but just putting it out there how I feel. And with that, let's just get this going. So my very first key pull of the month is gonna be 800 shards of Butch, 800 shards of Kofi, 800 shards of Shinsuke Nakamura, 2,000 shards of Asuka, 1,200 shards of Jerry Lawler, 800 shards of Rocky Maivia, 800 shards of Typhoon, 800 shards of Butch, 800 shards of Xavier Woods, 1,600 shards of Bob Orton, 800 shards of Nakamura, 800 shards of Matt Riddle, 800 shards of Nakamura, 800 shards of the Weenie in a Mask, 800 shards of Titus O'Neil, 800 more shards of Titus O'Neil, 800 shards of Big John Studd. 2,000 shards of Kofi Kingston. 1,200 shards of Xavier Woods. 800 shards of Xavier Woods, the other version. 1,200 shards of Seth Rollins. 1,200 shards of The Undertaker. 800 shards of Xavier Woods. 1,200 shards of HTM. 1,600 shards of the 1-2-3 Kid. 800 shards of Jerry Lawler. 800 shards of Striker Woods. 800 shards of Rhea Ripley. 1,200 shards of APA JBL. 800 shards of The Rock. 20,000 shards of Trickster Taker. 20,000 shards of Nakamura. 800 shards of The Rock. 800 shards of the Weenie in a Mask. 1,200 shards of Alexa Bliss. 800 shards of Titus O'Neil. 800 shards of John Cena. 800 shards of Kofi Kingston. 800 shards of Austin Theory. 800 shards of Typhoon. 800 shards of Rhea Ripley. 800 shards of Butch. 2,000 shards of Jimmy Uso. 800 shards of Batista. 800 shards of Rhea Ripley. And now on for the guarantees. 20 shards of Alundra Blaze. 20 shards of Thrasher. 20 shards of Ken Shamrock. 20 shards of Nikki Cross. 20,000 shards of Andrade. 20 shards of Shamrock. 20,000 shards of HTM. 2,000 shards of Braun Strowman. 20,000 shards of Trish. And we're going to end this with 20,000 shards of Booker T. So yeah, I already had this this fuse up. I just don't ever use 1, 2, 3 kits, so I'm kind of just saving it in my pocket. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised at the variety here, but it kind of sucks that, you know, every single one of these 4-star gold pulls are for people whom not only do I have, but, you know, I was in the 5 figures of shards with. Yeah. So, like I said, don't want to be a hypocrite. Free is free. That'll help me with my 6-star moves, I guess. Because I did do a bunch of them this week. Don't forget to watch my TU video. So yeah, as always, appreciate y'all watching this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on Twitch at IronSheik84 for more WWE Champions action. And with that, have a blessed one, everybody. Best of luck in your key pulls, and I'll see you around. Bye-bye, everybody.